Can you guys see him? Lounging. Good morning. It's been a while. Been a smidge busy. I'm not in Kentucky anymore. I'm not in school anymore. I got a job, one lunch day, and started the next day. And then 3 days later, got laid off. So I left school early for a job that was supposed to be like 2-3 weeks long, and ended up being 3 days. Sweet. So now it's Monday, and I'm waiting for time to not be early in the morning so I can call people to get a job. Oh, what a terrible series of events. It's not terrible. It is what it is. It's the most money I've ever made in 3 days, that's for sure. Was supposed to work at a power plant for those couple weeks doing a shutdown. Power plants usually have like scheduled maintenance, and contractors will go in, do whatever needs to be done, and yeah. So I got on one of those gigs, but it ended up not being 2-3 weeks long. It was like 2-3 days long. There's no knowing that ahead of time, obviously. Yeah. So that sucks. So now I have sat around for a day and a half, 2 days, because none of the staffing agencies or construction companies are open on Saturday, Sunday. If they are, it's just people in the field. It's not like the admin people that are doing the hiring. So yeah, I've tried not to drive too much. Haven't spent really that much money at all. Yeah, good shit. In other news, in other surprising news, I've kind of been shocked at how much battery capacity my fans have been chewing up. It's been freaking warm. I mean, I'm in shorts and a t-shirt whenever I can be. It's like humid as shit. 70s, 80s, something like that. I guess running the fan, like the fans haven't shut off. Like they're just on all the time because it's freaking hot. Yeah. I'm surprised at how much it's eating up my batteries. Not the end of the world, but we've had a string of like cloudy, stormy weather, so they haven't been charging that much. So that was like something shocking. I woke up to a wet bed this morning. I did not pee. I was not drunk. I did not spill anything. The fan above the bed, I have usually that one intaking and this one sucking out. Well, it was so freaking foggy last night / this morning, that fog was getting like sucked in, and it was condensating on the screen, and then dripping onto my bed. So yeah, hopefully it, I don't know, dries up. I mean, it will dry up, obviously. Gets sunny, not really. I don't really want that because it's hot. Drinking new coffee today, folks. Hair of the Llama. It's from North Carolina. Thank you, Melissa. It's good. It is good. I replanted my cactus. That's big news. Gave him a little bit bigger plastic container to live in. It's been thriving. Like, there's no reason to. I wasn't transplanting him out of, scarcity. But that's happened. Yeah, what else? What else? I've totally just adopted Melissa's address as my address. I didn't really talk to you about that, Melissa. I mean, I kind of did, but this was like a while ago. But I think I'm just going to continue doing it. Whoops. Because, like, it was a shitstorm. Like, an instructor came up to me before lunch on Tuesday this past week and was like, hey, give this company a call and see if they have any work. So apparently they had work, and he knew, or someone told him that they might have work or whatever. I call, and the lady's like, yeah, can you be there tonight? And I'm like, where? She's like, oh, Maryland. And I'm like, no. I can be there tomorrow. And she's like, oh, okay. Yeah. Well, you'll start at 7 p.m. on Wednesday. I'm going to email you all the paperwork you got to do for hire-on. Just I-9, W-4, their local HR packet. You got to send your, forms of ID, all that kind of shit. So that happened by lunchtime, and then it was like a fucking scramble. Go close out the P.O. box, get school to graduate me that day, which I wasn't supposed to graduate till the 27th, so another like 2 weeks from now. So that was fun. Run around and go get some tools, because they gave me like a tool list, which, rookie move, I went and bought a bunch of stuff. I went cheap. I went Harbor Freight. Went literally as cheap as I could. And like forewent a couple things and said, screw that, I'm not buying that. Where was I going with that? Yeah, had to do that. Had to go to the welding store, which then like you start like trying to logistically plan going places to have it make sense and meet their closure times and stuff like that. It was kind of a wild day. And then I was working on a project at school that I wanted to like finish, which I half-assedly finished later, which I probably should have just not even done it, but is what it is. Spent a lot of time prepping it, so I wanted to at least weld a little bit of it. Yeah, and then hit the road that night, was driving till like 2 a.m. I didn't leave like school until 11, something like that, maybe midnight. But that was all part of the plan, because I was going to be working night shift, 7 p.m. to 7 a.m. So I was like, well, that makes sense. I'll try to get myself into the swing of things now. And by staying up that late, I wasn't screwing myself for the next day on Wednesday, because I had to be at work at 7 p.m. Till 7 a.m. So woke up leisurely and hit the road. Wasn't in a huge rush. Got into town where I needed to be by like 1 o'clock, something like that. Hit the grocery store. Let Pilot out. Tried to get him to run a little bit, because he was going to be on a whole new sleep schedule, which worked out though, because it's been so freaking warm that he wasn't stuck in the van with the sun beating on it. Because man, it gets freaking hot in here. even with like the curtains drawn, fans on 100%, and the window things in, you know, the sun things in the window. What do you want to call it? Sunblock or sunshade? Whatever. I don't know. It gets warm. Yeah, so that worked out. That was nice. That I was on second shift. Well, not really, because first shift didn't get laid off. Only second shift did. Anyways, started work Wednesday night. Thursday, Friday night rolled around. 3 o'clock, 3 a.m. break came, and he's like, "Yeah, we gotta talk about a layoff, guys." Sounds like something major broke in the plant that they weren't anticipating, which was going to extend how long they were shut down. So essentially, to save money, they can cut half of their payroll because they had people working around the clock, and just keep one shift on because it was going to extend out longer. They could still get all the maintenance done. It's just, you know, with half the crew for twice the time. So that sucks. Lesson learned though. Next time I want to take a short-term job like that, I'll have to ask when it started, you know, because I wasn't there on day one. It had already been going on for 3-4 days. So it'll at least give me like an idea of, okay, not all. I feel like that's not going to happen all the time. That was kind of like a freak thing, but I can at least have that in my head of, okay, well, if we do get shut down early, you know, or let go early, is it worth the drive? This one was because I got paid travel pay, so I got paid $400 to go to the job site and then $400 to leave the job site to go back home. But kind of jokes on them, I'm already home, so I'm just staying in town until I find my next job. So that's cool. So like in a matter of 3 days, I got like $1,800, something like that. That's probably what I should take home between per diem, hourly, and travel pay. So that's pretty freaking cool. Never made that much money in 3 days. Hopefully, I'll make more than that in 3 days. Some other time. What else is going on? Wet bed. Yep. I went biking yesterday. Pilot and I are both way the fuck out of shape. He's dead. He's been sleeping ever since we got back to the van, and that was like 5 o'clock yesterday, 6 o'clock yesterday. Yeah. What else? Oh. Got me a package of goods from Jerry. Got a new hoodie. And I got a new t-shirt. I don't know if the hoodie, like, I don't know if that was like maybe a shot at me. I don't know. Because there was one day I sent this to Jerry, a picture to him, and told him how I'm not getting rid of it. I don't know if, can you guys see that? Yeah. Like, holes everywhere, burnt armpits. It doesn't even really have sleeves anymore. Yeah. So I told him how I'm not getting rid of it. So I don't know if he sent me a new one because he saw that. I don't know. I'm okay with it though. It's a nice hoodie. Sent me something else too that I won't like talk too much about. But just a reminder to do the right thing, I guess. I don't know. And that's not like telling Jerry to do the right thing, but like be a good human. Yeah, it's cool. What else there to talk about, folks? Oh, people in Maryland were like beyond interested in the van. The first day I pulled up there, uh, and went to the park to go get Pilot some exercise and let him roam about, do his business, explore, throw the ball for him a bunch. I had to work that night. That was the first day, so that was Wednesday. Um, an old man, this is like in a matter of like 10 minutes of me pulling up to where I parked. It was a town park. I kind of went in the corner, not creepily, but just went to go mind my own business. There were like no pet signs all over the place, but Pilot's not a pet. He's pretty much a human. He's more well behaved than half of the fucking children that were there. So there's that. Had an old man stop by, and he really loved the van. It was cool because he was talking about how back in like the 70s he got a truck with like one of those camper tops on the back of it, and was able to take his kids around like camping and whatnot. They'd gone to Florida and Tennessee and all these places and just camped in the back of it. And he said it kind of reminded him of it, but this was obviously way nicer. That was cool. He was all excited. Let him hop up in here, and that's one thing about this van is it's not really catered to old people. The step up is pretty freaking big, which I guess I take. I don't want to say take for granted. I don't even think about it because I'm pretty able-bodied. Like I can just step up, like no big deal. I don't need to, hold on to anything or whatever. And I don't even have a handhold anywhere to hold on to. So yeah, but he got in here. I helped him out. He was excited. It was fun. And then about 4 minutes after that guy left, a cop showed up. She was also quite interested in the van. Really was just super like concerned as to why my plates were from Alaska. She was like, "Why are you here?" And like she not like rudely questioning me, just like of all freaking places to be. Because I'm out in Maryland at like, how Maryland's got that big tail. That's where I'm at, is in Cumberland, Maryland. And yeah, she's like, of all places, like, what the heck brings you here? You got family in town or something? And I'm like, nope. She's like, okay. And I just told her I was working at the power plant. She's like, oh, okay, that makes more sense. But she also thought I drove down from Alaska to work at that power plant, which that would have been like the biggest letdown in the world. Like if I drove all that way to then find out it was only a 3-day job, like, God, that would suck. But learning lesson right off the bat, ask when the job started. And need to be okay with like if it ends sooner. It's out of your control. Like it is what it is. Because there's no promise for work. You know what I mean? Like, especially when dealing with like these third-party staffing agencies, like it's all at the customer or client's needs. So it is what it is. Yep. It's kind of all I got. I'm really just antsy for time to frickin' pass so that I can get on the phone and call places to try to get a job. I really don't want to be sitting around. I was anxious as shit to go to that first job, like scared, like, man, what if I don't know what I'm doing? Like, what if I look stupid? Like, oh man, they're gonna know I'm so green, which it is what it is. But I mean, it wasn't that bad at all. Um, Kind of one of those fake it till you make it things, but not like I'm not faking it as in like, oh, I don't know how to weld and I'm gonna say I can. Like, no, I can definitely fucking weld, but like I've never been in a boiler before, and that's what we were doing. So it was just like I was trying to play it cool, like, oh yeah, oh where's that? Like, so yeah, just still waiting on the next job. It's like literally killing me. Like the weekend was bad, but it wasn't bad because I knew nobody was really going to be open to take calls or respond to me applying to things. But now that it's Monday and it's like 7:30 or something, um, I'm just like, man, what time are they open? Do they get in the office at 8 or do they get in the office at 9? And also, some of those freaking staffing agencies have jobs like close by. Like I'm trying to stay close right now because I got to be up in Connecticut for Joe's wedding in June. So there's like a method to the madness. Like I'm trying to work like in that direction. I'm not, if I can avoid it, I'm not trying to go backwards. That's why when this Maryland job popped up and they told me how long it was and how much money I was going to make, or what the money was, which it was 33 an hour, 130 per diem every day, and then $800 of travel pay total. I was like, that's a no fucking brainer. Like, I'll leave school early for that, like all day. Because in 2 weeks that was gonna be like close to like $6,000 or something like that. Like take home. So, where was I going with that? Oh, some of the staffing agencies have work in like Pennsylvania, New York, New Hampshire, Massachusetts, stuff like that, but they're not located on the East Coast. So they're an hour behind the East Coast as far as time zone goes. So I'm like, like, like not freaking out, but just I want to get on the phone. I want to make shit work. Like I want to work. And also, like I'm a day's drive from anywhere at this point. Like I can't start today anywhere unless it's a night shift close by. Like I could do that, but chances are I wouldn't be able to start until tomorrow, which even then, depending on what time I got like the job offer, I still need to drive, you know? Not a big deal, but I just want to get on the move. Want to get going. I'm trying to think of a good way to do this, but I need to keep tabs on who I've worked for. I'm thinking maybe like a note in my phone, maybe. That might be best, I think. Or on paper. Maybe I do both. Because come tax time next year, I am so screwed. Like so screwed. I already worked for a company in Kentucky while I was in school for 3 days. Oh man, what is up with this 3-day thing? That didn't even click until right now. Gosh dang it. That was planned, 3 days. This was not supposed to be 3 days, but was 3 days. I hope this next one ain't 3 days, man. Fuck. But yeah, so I have a tax return for Kentucky. I have a tax return. Where am I bleeding? Huh. That's weird. Kentucky and Maryland so far. I have two states I've worked in. 2 income tax states. So Need to get back to Alaska and just work there. No state taxes. There's only a couple that do that. There's only like 5 or 6. I think New Hampshire, Tennessee, I think it's North Dakota maybe, or maybe it's South Dakota. Pretty sure Wyoming. A couple more oddballs. Yeah. That's where it's at. All right. I'm just rambling at this point. One more thing. I mean, still rambling, but I'll touch on it. The garage space, now that I have like a ton of tools back there, not a ton. I mean, this a couple more from when I was in school, but mostly all the school stuff. Man, is it inconvenient to get my freaking bike out. It was like a 5 to 8 minute process to get my bicycle out. Gosh. Tear everything out the back just to finagle the bicycle out, and then throw half of my shit back in, but just in no particular order, because I need to rip it all back out to then put the bicycle back in to then pack around it. Like, whew. Yikes. Yikes. But, oh well. Need to get that swing gate made with a job box on the back. That would be primo. That would be the ticket. Yeah. All right. I think I'm done rambling. Have a good day, folks. Maybe I'll do 2 coffee talks in a day. Maybe I'll get hired today and I'll do a freaking jazzed up coffee talk on the road. I don't know. I am going to get hired today. That's a fact. It's going to happen. I don't know if I'll do another coffee talk, but we'll see. All right. Y'all have a good day, and talk to you with a new job later.